Early labor is the longest stage of labor. So if you can avoid these mistakes, you are going to set yourself up for success later off in labor. You're really going to get yourself onto a good start. And these are really common mistakes and easy to make. A few of them are going to take some planning and preparation in order to avoid them, but nothing too daunting. And I'm going to be saving my very favorite for last, of course. Number one mistake I want you to avoid is paying attention to your contractions too early. Now, this is really common because we're all waiting for labor to start. We're looking for signs. But if you're in that stage where you're wondering if what you're feeling is contractions or what you're experiencing are contractions, I don't want you to be in labor yet. I don't want you to start timing them or getting up and getting kind of in a frantic stage. I want you to be restful. Us doulas, we have a saying, don't be in labor until you're in labor, because labor is long. You've got plenty of time to settle into labor and experience it. So if we can just ignore it when it's early, if you're in that questioning phase, does it really matter if you go through a few hours of contractions and maybe you're able to sleep through them? No, this is a really good thing, trust me. Number two, I don't want you to make the mistake of not resting as much as you can in the beginning. Man, this is a big one. And when I teach childbirth class, this is something that I try to really drill into my students, and probably I sound like a broken record when I talk about it, but if you can think of yourself like the iPhone that needs to be plugged into the wall until the last minute possible, do it. If you can sleep, sleep. If you can be laying down, lay down. It is critical. Number three, not eating and drinking as usual. Don't make this mistake. As long as you don't have any kind of valid restriction from your doctor, which is pretty rare, you should be able to eat and drink in early labor. So eat on normal meal times, have snacks in between. Trust me, there's a possibility that you might not have that desire to eat and drink, where you might think, nothing really sounds good, I don't really want to eat anything. You might even feel a little nauseous, but your body is doing like super hard work. And if you don't stay on top of hydration and nourishment, what's going to happen likely is that your labor can slow down and that it won't pick up and it won't get going. And trust me, nobody wants that to happen. You got to think of yourself as that car that still needs gas to run. You can't just run it into the ground and be expected to keep performing. So, have snacks on hand that you enjoy, things that you are able to eat, were able to eat in pregnancy. I love to hear the different kind of snack ideas that people have and what's their go-to snack. So leave me a comment, let me know what's your go-to snack that you're gonna have in the house and have ready for labor. Partners can be a huge support here in helping maintain hydration and nourishment too. So make sure you're on the same page for that. Okay, the fourth mistake, telling people too early. When you are on the other side, when you're the family and friends waiting on a baby to come, it can be exhausting and it can make time go really slow. So if you are able to just wait a bit until you are actually in more of an active labor, you're doing your family and friends a favor by not telling them. I have seen this so many times where we're at a birth and mom looks over at her partner and says, "Why are you texting? You won't stop texting." And he's like, "I'm just updating your family and friends. They're blowing up my phone." So if you can wait a little bit before you tell them, that's great. Now I understand some people have to have family drive in from maybe a city far away or another state. Maybe you need help with pets or other children. Totally understandable. But just critically think about who you want to know that you're in labor and how early you really want to tell them. If you can save your mom and mother-in-law a couple hours of thinking about labor, you're really doing them a favor, seriously. We are at the fifth mistake I want you to avoid in early labor to have the best start to your labor, and that is not having a plan for early labor. So sometimes when labor starts off and it really gets going and you can't ignore it anymore, a lot of times people have this like panicked blank mind state where everything they learned in childbirth class, everything just kind of goes blank and they tense up and they don't know what to do. And I want you to have a plan. And what really helps there is some preparation and some practice. Because what happens is when you practice, your body has this muscle memory. And so you're not having to think about it. You're just kind of going into an automatic state of what to do. So I'm not talking about an elaborate coping strategy here. One strategy could be something as simple as when labor starts, I'm going to sit on my birth ball, I'm going to relax my body, and I'm going to have some nice deep breaths. So if you practice that on a regular basis going into labor, you're not going to have that scared, tensed up, holding your breath kind of situation, and you're going to allow early labor to go smoothly, and for your experience to be smoother, and for those contractions to hurt less as well. So just having a super simple strategy. Now it's good to bring in your partner, bring in the person that's going to be supporting you in labor for this practice so that they're on the same page too. You can even write it down like when labor gets strong, I'm going to do these 3 things. Sit on the birth ball, relax my muscles, and breathe. And at that time, when you are now in a good coping situation, then you're ready to, in between contractions, do things like think about what you are going to, what's the plan for going to the hospital? We should start timing contractions. So you are in more of a flow state if you have just a really simple plan. Also, sometimes once you get your contractions under control and manage with the plan, you can think about other ideas too. In between the contractions, you have ideas. Oh, that's right, I remembered this from childbirth class. Speaking of childbirth class, I'm going to put the link below to the on-demand online childbirth class that I have available. If you are looking for a good, solid, practical course, I'd love for you to check this one out. We do, at the end of every module, a 30-second practice, and even just a 30-second practice regularly can make a big difference in labor. So check that out. Now, in between contractions is a great time to do a few critical things, and I lay all of those out in this video here. I know that you are going to really enjoy watching that one too. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoyed this video, then I bet you'd like some more. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll get a notification the next time that I put a video out. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and good luck with your early labor. Bye, guys.